Hey, normally I don't do this. In fact, I basically hate having to put an image of myself on YouTube. I would rather have people listen to my voice instead of actually posting a video showing who I really am, but I think right now it's very necessary. Uh, I want to post this for Karate Kid and Daniel, show that I also love All Let's Go to Heaven. In fact, if it wasn't for All Let's Go to Heaven, I probably wouldn't be who I am today. And this might be surprising, but All Let's Go to Heaven was the first animated movie I've ever seen in my life, and today, after like 14 years, I still have this film. Yeah, I lost the cover. All I have to say is fires suck. This movie inspired me because, as I said in my review, it doesn't follow the same genre that movies back in the 80s were. It wasn't just like some happy little tale that made all the kids happy. This is actually quite different, with gambling and violence, and I think like that could have gotten him in trouble, but he still went with it. And the many things that it took to make this film, because it kind of changed courses. Like 1 minute Charlie Barton's going with Annie Marie to get all his money, and for some reason it ends up changing course to them being trapped by a bunch of worshipping alligator rats. So I found that interesting, and I was surprised at how much what happened with this film, because as I said before, sorry if I don't really have the words, but as I said before, this doesn't follow your average genre of animation. This took a turn, and I like that. You know, it doesn't hold back, and what I like, as what Daniel pointed out, the animation was really good, because back then in the 80s, this is like 89, same time when Puppet Master came out, we didn't have computers, and that is pretty amazing that Don Bluth was able to put such good animation to this film. And that's what I like about it. Especially the ending. It was nice of them to include the song Love Survives from for Judith Barsi, who was tragically killed after this, and that was really nice of them. And that's what I love about What's Going to Happen, is that even though Charlie's like this mean guy, he's like greedy and such, he ends up learning a big lesson at the end, and not take life for granted. And that's what kind of like I really got. First time, like a couple of times, I felt like very sad when I saw this film at the end, but it still remains one of my favorite animated films to this day. I also have, of course, the sequel, Let's Go Heaven 2. And like most of us, like you, Daniel, and Nate, you probably got this from Pizza Hut also, but this is so scratched up, not even my Xbox 360 will read it. What was I doing again? Oh yeah. I didn't find out about Let's Go Heaven 2 until it premiered on Disney Channel. And when I found out about that, I'm like, is this all it's going? There's a sequel. Oh my god, there's a sequel. Mom, there's a sequel! And I really want to get it, but this is really screwed up story that every version I got of this film was either in French or Spanish. And that just like, I got really pissed, because everywhere we looked, we couldn't find the original version of this film. I spent some time with the little DVD for a while, but I really wish that I had the original. And finally, like a miracle, we were finally able to get the original film. And being a Let's Go Heaven fan, I loved it. I still love it to this day. But as I said in my review, it did kind of change a little. They did lower down something, and it's not until later on I found that Don Bluth didn't help out with this film. But still, it was a nice film, and I do love it. And after the film, after All Let's Go to Heaven 2, we get All Let's Go to Heaven the series. There's only one of the first DVDs, crap. And there is a second DVD of the series, but I don't have it. I'll get it soon. The series I like. I'm not going to talk much about, because this week I'm going to do a review about it. But it's a pretty good series, and I'll explain more about it in my next review. It'll be up this Saturday. And of course, The All Dogs Christmas Carol. I did review this movie, and I did like it. I actually, as I said before, I'm still looking for an All It's Go to Heaven 3, but I was like young, so. And this is the film that ended the All It's Go to Heaven series. And this actually ended it well, because Carface is not as a bad guy anymore. And I'm not too sure what happened to Belladonna, but this was a good way to end a show like All It's Go to Heaven series. Because today shows end and that's it. They have like hour specials, but you don't see anything really big happen. It's like something they put together in 10 seconds, but not All It's Go to Heaven's ending. This ended it very well. And I just wanted to put this up to show that I am a true All It's Go to Heaven fan. That it has made me who I am today. I have fallen in love with other animated films with dogs. Just wanted to say that. And I do plan on reviewing more films. And I'm very glad that I met people who also like All It's Go to Heaven, like Daniel and Nate, or Karate Kid and DS something. Sorry about the name thing. And before I go, I just want to answer a few questions. I do not live on that bed. Someone else does. I'm not Japanese. I just squint a lot. And you probably weren't thinking that, so there's no point to actually answering those questions. I just wanted to say thanks for inviting me to the talk show, Daniel. Thanks for being my friend, Karate Kid. And I'll see you guys soon.